News, crime, and terrorism analyst joins us. Good morning, Brad Garrett.
Good morning, McGraw.
All right, so let's talk about this journalist who is everyone's talking about. He's not an American citizen. Did do some work for the Washington Post. So in terms of responsibility for the American government, where does that stand?
Well, you know there is in the intelligence community, and I assume law enforcement too, there is a duty to report to somebody, unless they're your arch enemy, obviously, that they're about to be harmed. Now, it doesn't appear, and what do I know because I don't see the intelligence, the classified stuff, that there may have been some information that the Saudis wanted to grab him, but not necessarily kill him. So, the big noise, McGraw, about that he's dead, I think comes more from the Turkish intelligence service. So I don't know what they know or don't know, or if that's just talk. But, I guess the whole idea is sort of troubling. If you don't like what somebody is saying about you, then you kidnap them and, maybe take them back to Saudi Arabia. You send specialized teams to Turkey. It really has sort of a la carre flavor to it.
This is clearly, we don't know what happened, but clearly it looks like some line was drawn, right? Because there is some type of protection for a journalist walking into a Saudi consulate in Istanbul, right?
Well, of course, and it sets a horrible precedence of, you can't even walk in the consulate of your own country, and then something bad potentially happens to you. So, I don't know. It's sort of bizarre as to, if your goal, McGraw, was to scoop him up and take him back to Saudi Arabia. I could come up with a much better covert plan than using the consulate as the catch. But I don't know. I always scratch my head when I look at some of these intelligence operations or kill operations. Look at the Russians. I don't know if you get much more sloppy than what they did in 2006 and, several months ago in reference to using toxins and nerve agents to kill people.
Well, that's my next question, which is we don't know what happened. We all think
Correct.
Something terrible happened or some type of spy novel happened. But, there are a million different things could have happened, and none of it could have been nefarious, or it could have been something, no state-sponsored action or something, right?
Well, yes, of course. But there were some sort of weird movements of two private planes that flew in and flew back out, Saudi private jets. What is that all about? Well, as you just said, it may have nothing to do with this, but the timing was interesting. And because of camera coverage in and around that consulate, they never saw him exit, but there was vehicles that exited an hour or two or three after he entered. So my guess is there's something here because the guy's a pretty verbal guy. We would have heard from him, I think, if he were, free and loose.
What can the United States do, and can they do anything?
Well, obviously they can place some diplomatic pressure on the Saudis. Now, that's an interesting note, McGraw, because Jared Kushner is really close with the Crown Prince. And so how does that play into this? I don't know. As far as discussions, negotiations, I'd be surprised based on our relationship with the Saudis that anybody's going to get punished. They may ask questions. I assume they've already asked questions. So we'll see.
Also comes at a very strange time when Donald Trump keeps telling people that the press is the enemy of the people, and then a member of the press sort of goes missing in this Saudi consulate.
Yeah. A little contradiction, you think?
Yeah. Brad Garrett, ABC News crime and terrorism analyst. Thanks for joining us, Brad. Have a good day.
Take care, McGraw.